Hello everybody and welcome back to Animal Crossing City Folk. It's Saturday! Hooray! I'm thinking that, yeah, it's Saturday. Okay. We still have like 10 minutes to go until KK time. Well, not even 10 minutes, but it's some time. We're basically going to do up our dailies in that time. And I feel I really need to mention, because I don't think I particularly have well enough yet anyway. I don't know if I have or not. I don't tend to watch through these again. I just record them and then I know where cuts need to be made. But streaming to both YouTube and Twitch is amazing. Like, okay, with streaming a lot of nights, I would basically, the streaming itself would be a major blow to the confidence. I forgot there was a fishing tourney going on. Well, we definitely didn't win. It's not like it mattered. We'll just get the results tomorrow. But like streaming occasionally can be like a major blow to the confidence, because one day you might do like I might do like 20 viewers in total. Another day I might do 90 to 100. That's just on YouTube. So you can imagine on Twitch, which gets lower viewership on average than YouTube does, that it's even worse. Like, you'll do 7 to 11 viewers one day with an average viewer count of like 1.2, and then the next day you'll do like 20 with an average viewer count of like 3.4. So, like, it jumps around, and the lower view numbers are usually the more common ones. But with streaming to both Twitch and YouTube, I get both view counts, and I can interact with both chats, and both chats can in ways interact with each other. The chat does go out to, wait, didn't Amelia give us the club shirt? And now she's wearing a heart shirt? I forget who gave us the club shirt. I think it was Melee? I honestly forget. Well, whoever it was, I'm wearing this now. I mean, Melee's also wearing a heart shirt, so if it was her, then that also still works. I don't remember who it was. But yeah, like, it's also just really fun streaming to both places at once, because it feels so novel. Like, I know a lot of people either stream on one or the other. But, I stream on both now, and that's neat. Like, I like that. It'll also widen my audience, and in theory help both my YouTube and Twitch grow, which is also fantastic. Because I want both to grow. Like, I don't want both to kind of stagnate. And my YouTube has kind of stagnated now. And I knew it was going to happen, because that's just you experience humps with YouTube, basically. The first 100 is from what a lot of people have said, is the hardest to gain. From then on, it becomes easier. And I can understand why. It's because the more popular that you get, the more likely YouTube is to actually show your videos to people. Because, let's face it, YouTube is a business. If you're not popular, they don't care about you. Which is why a lot of people are tempted into artificially inflating their subscriber count. I'll put it that way. That's probably the most... Yeah, that's the nicest way I could put it. They basically cheat the system. And some people will do that to accounts purely so they can get them banned, because they don't like that person. Which is honestly just kind of infuriating. Because not only do you make this person momentarily think that they just struck it big with something, you're also ruining their chance of ever having a career doing something they clearly enjoy doing. all because you don't like them. Like, I'll never understand that. I'm probably gonna be one of those people that I'm probably never going to get involved in any sort of drama. Because it sounds weird to say, but I just don't care. Like, if someone doesn't like me, I'm more likely to just deal with it. Just, okay. A lot of people haven't liked me in life. You're not special. You know. Mushroom mural, we already have that. So it looks like that's going to Nook. And, like, I'm not gonna go out of my way to ever attack anybody, because why would I? We're all in this race together. Why would I want to shoot someone else in the foot? You know, they're just trying to do the same thing I am. They're trying to make videos that they enjoy. I suppose that also probably comes from, I'm very much the type that I am fully willing to sit down and listen to someone I completely disagree with on everything. Like, I am fully willing to just sit down, listen to them, and talk with them. So long as they let me say my piece, I don't have any problem with them. And I don't even necessarily need or really want to say my piece. I just want to hear what they, you know, what they're like. Like, I'm sure you people have noticed, quite often I'll ask, you know, for you guys to explain why you like things I don't like. I'm not asking so I can call you an idiot. I'm asking because I'm genuinely curious what people actually think of these things, outside of my own bias. That's the kind of person I am. I'm a naturally curious person. So, of course, I'm gonna be curious, like, why people would like, say, Fire Emblem Awakening. Like, what do you like about it? Why do you like it? Clan Blitz and Splatoon 2. I am also equally curious why people like that game mode. There are people who like it. Or at least can tolerate it. And, you know, I'll take any response. Literally even just I don't know, I just like playing Splatoon 2, and it's the ranked game mode, so I like playing it. Like, that is a perfectly legitimate reason. I can't take that away from you. Like, I never would try either. Because why would I? Why would I want to bring anybody else down? Like, that's kind of always been my way of thinking. I think that is also partially because every time I have lashed out at somebody, it's generally just resulted in negatives for everybody. Everybody involved. And that just kind of taught me that, well, lashing out just, it doesn't accomplish anything. It just hurts everybody. Especially because I'm usually the nice, quiet guy. I want to finish telling my story here, KK. So, like, when someone would say, you know, say in school, bully me to the point where I'm going to lash out against them, more often than not, their reputation got hurt equally as much as, you know, I got hurt by being suspended. When suspensions actually mattered to me. Which was like grade, you know, primary through 7-ish. But still, you know, after that point, then yeah, I wasn't really being affected by it at all. But their reputation would still be hurt because they clearly had to have been doing something terrible to me. And, well, no one liked me, really. Like, no one seemed to really want to go out of their way to be my friend because I was kind of the creepy kid, you know, in the corner. No one really trusted. Everyone knew I was harmless. And if you're going to drive me to the point of trying to punch you in the face, you've done something horribly wrong. And, you know, their reputation would be damaged, and they might lose friends over it because, you know, their friends would be like, well, you're just a jerk. I am here for song. And once again, if anyone wants to request a song, just leave it in the comments by next Thursday, and I will get to it. And if you've requested something before and you want to request the same song again, just let me know. I'm gonna just let KK pick tonight. Cup a seat, send us spinning. Alright, get ready to dig the riffs on this ditty. KK Metal. That was pretty nice. I think KK could give Dan Bull a run for his money on sing speed. As much as KK's not really saying anything. It's just the bonus, you know. It means he can sing faster. Yeah, I kind of finished my thought before the KK songs. So now what am I going to talk about? Let's talk a bit about Fire Emblem. Because I have now, at this point, finally finished Fire Emblem Sacred Stones. The videos aren't out yet, but I'm finished recording the main story. And it, just based off that ending, went from being within my top, like, 4 Fire Emblems to easily, like, moving itself up into the top 3. It only jumped up, like, you know, hiccups. Assumably, like, 1 space. But still, that ending was great. The final boss was amazing. And you'll all see if you watch the videos. But it was done so well that the boss did actually hit me with a small sense of, you know, feeling weak and not knowing how to fight it. Which worked perfectly. Well, maybe not perfectly, but well enough. Like, it was good. It was a good final boss and a good ending. I don't think I could have asked for anything better. And that's already, I'm already at the end of my thoughts there. Let's talk about TCGs then. Let's just talk about various things today. Because I've actually been back working more on the TCG I want to do. And I've figured out it's still very much in this could very easily change territory. This is like pre-alpha stage of planning this TCG. But I've kind of decided that I like how Yu-Gi-Oh! Summons things. of you just normal summon a thing, basically. And you get one normal summon a turn. And I've also decided I want cards that basically can special summon themselves. So they're basically unique summons that you'll get 2 of per turn. And I'll probably have I'll figure out a field size eventually, but for now I haven't really worked on one. I've been just working on the literal basics. Which I realize field size is part of the basics, but, you know, so is just figuring out how cards reach the field. Because that usually determines how the field should be. Because, like, if you look at Yu-Gi-Oh! The field size was clearly designed with normal summoning in mind. It was designed so that in roughly 5 turns, you can have a full board. It was never really seemingly designed for all the rampant special summoning that happens. But I've basically decided that for now at least, my TCG is going to work off of basically a summon point system. So basically take Hearthstone, mix it with Yu-Gi-Oh! For the summoning system, and you've got the summoning system. Basically each player will start with 2 summon points, and they will gain 2 more each turn. And cards will range between, currently, it's 1 and 16 summon points. So it's 8 turns to, if you don't do any summoning, to play, you know, a maximum cost card. But those really high cost cards, if they're not vanillas, which are just gonna be, you know, basic beat stick type monsters, you know, they're gonna have other requirements. Basically, anything with an effect will have some sort of other requirement from either just paying your, you know, health, because the players themselves will have health, of course. It'll either be like to the point of just like paying some of your health for the lower cost ones, or literally paying a lower cost creature, or any creature really, to use your, basically, your normal summon to get them out. Some of them will have special summon conditions, but anything that's special summoned is going to be vastly weaker than the average creature of that type. So, for instance, I should do some fishing while I'm talking about this. So, for instance, if, let's say you have a 4-cost creature that can special summon itself. It'll probably have about the power output of a 2. Because being able to special summon is a massive bonus. When you compare that a normal 4, that's your only summon you're gonna get. Meanwhile, with this 4 that can special summon, if you have, you know, let's say 12 points built up, you could use your 4. I just saw some mushrooms. You could use your 4, this, you know, special summon that out, and now you've still got 8 points to basically tribute away that 4 and get a tributed 8 monster on board with its effect. And also, each effect is going to reduce the base power of each monster, creature, thing. I've not decided what all I even want for creatures. So, like, for instance, the simplest thing I could go with is, say, direct attacking. That is going to have the creature have basically the low-end stats for the curve of whatever power, well, you know, monster point cost it is. Oop, Amelia wants something. Hey, I really like that rainbow trout you have there. Would you sell it for... Sure. I knew you'd be open to negotiation, Vimo. Here you go, 1,270 bells. Hooray! Money! But yeah, basically, literally, I'm at the stage where everything I'm doing is just building out the power curve. So, like, right now I have currently it roughly figured out for the 1, 2, and 3 cost. 1 and 2 being the at base normal summonable point costs, like your turn 1 summons, without any special conditions or other things in play. They have basically low damage output, high health, because each monster will have a health and a damage output, much like Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, but also different from both of them. Mostly because bigger numbers. 'Cause I don't like, I can play things like Magic the Gathering, Hearthstone, but I like bigger numbers. It's just how I am. I like big numbers. I'm not going like ridiculously big numbers because that's a little pointless. But basically my power curve at the moment for the 1, 2, and 3. 1 and 2s, on average, will not be able to fight their way past another 1 or 2. Depending on the 1 or 2. Like, they will have the possibilities of doing it. A 3 will have enough power to easily beat over a 1 or a 2, but might also, be run over by that 1 or a 2. Depending on, powers. Like, a high power 2 will be able to trade with a 3. Just any 3 at base. Now, I might have some more, like, defensive 3s that have more defensive-based abilities, thus will have more health, less power. Like, basically the way I'm thinking about doing things is much like with, say, a lot of TCGs, really, where you have to clear out the monster before you can attack the player. So, I plan on having some abilities that, like, for instance, focus attacks onto that creature, instead of other creatures of a similar type. So, for instance, let's just use Yu-Gi-Oh! For example again. I'm gonna see if I have a cheap fish here. I don't think I really do. No, I don't. Yeah, I'll just send this fish back. But let's say you have a dupe frog. Dupe frog forces you to attack him over every other frog. You cannot attack another frog until Dupe Frog is dealt with. Dupe Frog has 2,000 defense. That is because he is a defensive monster. Thus meaning he needs a defensive, a high amount of defense. Or else he's not really doing his job as a defensive monster now, is he? So I plan on doing a similar thing. Like, if I make a defensive 3 cost, it's going to have probably, 5 or 6 cost amounts of defense, but it focuses every attack onto itself. Now, I am going with, in a way, a hybrid Hearthstone Yu-Gi-Oh! System for how health is handled. Hearthstone in the way of, when you attack into a thing, its health is what you're calculating your attack against, no matter how the card is situated. And I'm going with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Way because, well, the health doesn't, impact anything. Like, say if you have 2 monsters ram into each other, you're not gonna take any damage from that, neither player is. Because the monsters are still alive, or that or they both died. Like, the only way you're going to be dealing damage is by directly attacking your opponent. Because that makes more sense to me. The Yu-Gi-Oh system has never quite made sense, even how they tried to lore it in the anime. It never quite made sense to me. Because, like, well, you're attacking the monster, not the person. How is the person taking damage? There we go. But, yeah, so, like, ramming monsters into each other isn't gonna do anything. And the health will always recover back to full. It won't stay damaged. At least right now. I might have them stay damaged, I don't know. I think having them stay damaged would just be too much to keep track of, and is really much more suited for a digital TCG. So if I move it into the digital realm, I'll probably have it damage stick. If I don't, damage won't stick. Now, I do still plan on having face-down cards. Like, face-down monsters kind of thing. And when they're attacked, they will flip and then apply their health. And I also plan on having flip effect things. Flip effects are going to have less of a penalty against them, purely because they take a turn of setup over regular effects. Depending on how long an effect takes to come into effect, will depend on how serious the drawback for the effect will be. Like, once again, like direct attacking. If it's, the monster is flipped after it's been flipped face up, it can direct attack. It'll probably have a little more attack than one that you can just play and direct attack with. I should also put this mush table away before I forget. So I think I have a little space in here somewhere. I still really need to clear this closet out. There's so much in here I don't even know what it is. Okay. I've been rambling too long about this. We're almost at half an hour. So with that, I'd like to remind everyone I do have a Patreon, should you wish to throw money my way. Actually, if I end up getting to the point where my TCG can be made into something, I might start handing out, like, basically alpha passes to test it to patrons. Because, well, I'm gonna need people to test it. And if it just sticks with physical, if people are donating enough, I might try and get them physical copies of things so they can test them out. Otherwise, if I'm doing a physical, I'll probably just test things at a local youth center and make videos about it. Because youth centers are really cool for that. The one around here is actually really cool. But, yeah, I have the Patreon, should you wish to throw money at me. If you don't want to, that's perfectly fine, link down below. With that said, I thank you very much for watching and listening to me ramble, and I hope to see you again next time for more Animal Crossing City Folk. See you all then.